Pike County is just one of half a dozen counties that declared a state of emergency due to the flooding during the weekend. We have your coverage. And we will tell you about people who were stranded in their homes this weekend due to high water.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Monday, February 25th. Now let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Brandon, how does it look out there today?
Looking pretty good as we head out of a wet weekend. Things are looking much drier to start the new week and gives a lot of folks time to kind of get their bearings and start that cleanup process, because I know it's going to be a long one for a lot of folks in the Big Sandy and Kentucky River valleys. Let's get into the camera network this morning. I almost said the pictures. Well, they are beautiful pictures this morning as sunrise starts over Pikeville this morning from the Pikeville Medical Center. A great camera there to overlook the beauty of the mountains. We go back to Hazard, and you can see outside the WYMT studios, the first light is starting to climb here in Hazard as well. Satellite radar, yes, it's working, but you see no cloud cover, no rain. The only reason you know it is working is because the time is moving right now. So that's some good news for you. Logan's still out this morning, back to sleep. Again, I think a lot of folks hitting the snooze button this morning on this Monday, but we're also seeing temperatures in the 20s and 30s across the board, and you see it's close to 30 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday. So your forecast today, 46 this afternoon under mostly sunny skies, and we'll see a few clouds drift through in the overnight, but mostly clear as we get down to right around 30. The rest of the forecast is on the way here in just a few minutes. Taylor?
Pike County is one of the latest counties to declare a state of emergency. They are currently in the process of assessing the damage that occurred throughout the county. Officials say there have thankfully been no injuries there. They made the emergency declaration following a large number of mudslides and downed trees. They say every part of the county has a major issue.
Pike County is 788 square miles, and we've got mudslides all over the county. We've got roads that have water issues all over the county, trees down all over the county, the power outages. There's a lot going on out there over the past few days.
A large mudslide shut down in US 23's northbound lane in Floyd County. Trees and some mud had to be cleared from the road early yesterday morning, but it's not what has already fallen that has crews worried. It's what is still looming above. WYMT's Connor James has more.
Massive boulders.
From what the guys have told me that have been up there, they're about the size of a pickup truck.
Slowly being carried downhill by the mud.
And there's one very close to the edge that we're watching.
Take a look at this video of the slide given to us by crews with the transportation cabinet who were up top overlooking the slide. You can see the sheer size of debris that hasn't slid yet.
We're going to try to get the rocks down. That's our first issue.
If this slide near the Iville community sounds familiar, that's because it is. A couple years back, a massive slide happened only 100 or so feet from here. But the issue this time,
it's even steeper. Similar to what we did 2 years ago, we're going to put all the traffic in the south side, and the traffic will be going down to 2 lanes.
As crews work around the clock to stop the falling debris.
Our guys are out there, they're monitoring this slide, they're in the middle of traffic. If you please just slow down to 45, just like the signs say.
They're urging caution as crews will be constantly in and out of traffic.
Officials asked drivers please drive slowly when they travel through the area. No word on when the road will completely reopen. And like a lot of counties here in eastern Kentucky, Wolfe County was dealing with high floodwater and major mudslides. They declared a state of emergency. Shooting Fork Road partially collapsed. Just on this road alone, 13 people were unable to leave their homes. Officials say heavy rains also caused a mudslide. Road crews worked to help those who were trapped by the damage. Meanwhile, Pulaski County Sheriff's deputies rescued a man from rising floodwaters Sunday morning. It happened around 10:30 at the flooded intersection of Slate Branch Road and Madura Drive. The driver was unable to get out on his own. The deputies waded in, freed him from the car, and helped him out of the water. EMS treated the man for mild hypothermia. The sheriff's office said the driver did not turn around after seeing the road closed sign because he didn't think the water was that deep. Now take a look at this. Ben Childers shot this drone video of the spillway at Laurel Lake. Just an incredible sight to see. Now river levels in the Cumberland Valley are finally starting to go down as many of them hit their crest yesterday. Meanwhile, here is what Buckhorn Lake looked like. The Perry County Sheriff's Department shared the pictures. Jeff Riley took them. The lake is sitting at more than 825 feet. That is about 14 feet below the record set in 1963. And Lake Cumberland broke a record this weekend. Right now, the water level is the highest it's been since 1984. All 10 spillway gates are open to help with the massive amount of water. But as WKYT's Matthew Rand reports, it's going to take some time before it starts to go down.
Lake Cumberland reached new heights Saturday. The water level measured at more than 754 feet. Onlookers armed with cameras, snapshots of trees and picnic areas swallowed up by the waves.
We just drove down here. We camp over here at Kendall a lot, so we come down here just to kind of see how it was because we've never seen it up like this.
The lake holds a tremendous amount of water, but the rain has taken its toll and the reservoir is nearly full, which is why the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers upped the flow from the Wolf Creek Dam Sunday to 60,000 cubic feet per second.
Amazing. It's the most I've ever seen. It's just, I've fished quite a bit up and down through here over the years, and it's just something to see.
Now, I did the math, and there's enough water coming out of the top of Wolf Creek Dam right now to fill 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools in under 3 seconds. And all that water has to go somewhere. Water completely obscures the bridge on Riverview Drive. It's one of several spots in Russell County downstream from the dam now cut off by the rising water.
That's where we're concerned. There's some developments down there, cabins and our roads. We have several roads underwater at this time.
Army Corps of Engineers officials say the release is being handled in a controlled manner to mitigate the effects felt downstream.
We're going to see higher elevations along the entire stem of the Cumberland, and we've already been communicating with state and local emergency officials and local leadership so they understand what those effects would be.
Still, officials say it could take months for the water in Lake Cumberland to come back down to normal levels.
I don't see how that avid lake people like we are, I don't know how they'll be able to be on here this summer. It's just, I ain't never seen it.
Reporting in Russell County, Matthew Rand, WYMT Mountain News.
One family in Johnson County found themselves trapped in their apartment building, but they were not stuck for long. Shauna Edwards and Jesse Creekmore helped their friend Jesse Curtis and his 3 small children get to safety yesterday. They used a kayak to ship the children out one by one. We are told the children are now safe and sound. And this flood will make things difficult for the Johnson County Cal Ripken baseball and softball teams. Officials with the league believe it could be weeks until they can get the field back into playing condition. And here is what they looked like yesterday. The water rose up to nearly the tops of the dugouts. The school's fields where the Future Farmers of America Club plants crops were also flooded. And Rockcastle County was also hit hard by high water. Viewers say they haven't seen water levels this high in years. Caitlin Suttner talked with one person who says the water was so high you could only see the tops of cars.
When it starts, it just keeps it coming.
Hoping for brighter days.
Hoping for a dry spell, maybe.
And Doug Singleton may just get what he's asking for.
Well, it's gone down some from what it was this morning.
This is Singleton's view from his home on a hill. Water below, lots of it, not the kind that's pretty to look at. It's invaded his neighbors' homes, their cars.
Last night was something like I've really never experienced.
Rockcastle County saw between 2 and 4 inches of rain yesterday, picking up around 7 inches for the week.
About 11 o'clock this morning, we would be in water probably up to our knees.
WKYT weather watcher Jordan Smith took a walk with me this afternoon. A number of homes inaccessible.
I've seen this get up several times over the years, but the people that live in that yellow house, I had never seen it actually reach their yard before. This house, it was reaching the porch. On up the road, there's 3 vehicles up there, and all you could see was the very top of them. The roof was the only thing that was sticking out.
The water has gone down. A few more days without rain should do this place some good.
We need a little relief.
In Rockcastle County, Caitlin Suttner, WKYT.
We now know the names of 2 men killed when a car crashed into a Leslie County creek on Saturday. Officials say the driver, Kenny Hensley, went into a creek off Stidham Drive in the Wolf Creek community. His friend, David Stidham, lived nearby and jumped in to help them. Those dangerous conditions took both of their lives. People who knew them say they will be missed by many in the community.
Both of their families are very dear to us, and I just wanted everybody to pray for them because we really care for their families.
The Leslie County Sheriff says they do not know what caused Hensley to crash into the creek. They did say the water in the creek was much higher than usual. And now let's check in with Brandon again for a look at your current conditions. Brandon?
Yeah, things are looking pretty good, Taylor, to start us off on this Monday. The sun coming up here on Buffalo Mountain in Perry County, and you don't see a cloud in the sky this morning, making it feel a little colder. But again, I think we all take those drier conditions, especially after the mess we dealt with last week. UVA-wise this morning, pretty quiet as it starts to transition over from night mode to day mode on that camera. Temperatures across the area in the 20s and 30s, cooler up toward Moorhead there at 28, 34, Jacksboro, Middlesboro, and 35 in Hazard. Some of the warmer spots this morning. You factor in that wind chill, though, it feels like close to 20 in Moorhead, mid-20s across most of the area, and a little bit less wind down to the south. Out the door forecast, we are going to see lots of sunshine today as temperatures climb into the mid-40s for most part. I don't think we'll see too many upper 40s, but I can't rule one out completely under mostly sunny skies. Taylor?
Thanks, Brandon. We will have stories trending on WYMT.com next. Thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. And still to come in this half hour, we will have highlights from the 91st Annual Academy Awards, including a staple performance.